When it comes to hiring, you need to stop playing checkers and start playing chess, and here's exactly what I mean.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini.
You get a boat, you're happy. Like, if I have this bike, I'm gonna be happy.
I'm a goddamn grown man.
The more you learn, the more you earn.
Name of the game, move the money from your client's pocket into your pocket.
Right. But if you can make your clients money at the same time, it's advantageous to everyone, correct?
No.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Josh Johnston, and I am the owner of 321 Pocket Ops, and I am your self-proclaimed systems expert. Essentially, what we do over at 321 Pocket Ops is that we help agencies get in a better place for an acquisition, or we help increase their cash flow by making them more profitable. Got money on my mind. Real quick, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Would appreciate it. Helps us out a ton. And then also in the description, you're going to find a link to our free course. It is the 3 systems that your agency is currently missing. So check out that free course. It's down in the description below. Getting to the meat and potatoes, here is what we got kind of lined up for the day. So why is staffing your agency a lot like chess and not so much like checkers? Okay, so let me explain. Agencies require a team of absolute specialists, aka chess pieces. And in my experience, the learning curve for generalists in an agency, aka checker pieces, is usually going to be a little bit too long.
It's been 84 years.
It's usually going to be a little bit too steep for today's speed in the agency space. This is why my recommendation is essentially to bring on like your idiot savants, right? And so you have people that are incredible at one thing and not necessarily people that are just generalists and can bring a multiple of different talents to your agency. You want someone that's very specialized and is very good at the one thing that they do. And it's very true that your team does need to be well-rounded. However, we're not talking about individuals in this case. We're talking about your team as a whole needs to be well-rounded with people in their individualized positions. And it's actually the explanation behind why most like feel-good type interviews, and like when you get a really good feeling about, you know, someone in an interview process, but it's not necessarily like that person is really locked in on that specific position. We get like this feel-good interview, and it's why it has such a high failure rate. And what happens is when we get that feel-good type feeling about this person, all right, it's probably because they're most likely the people that are within our organization, and we feel that they're going to be, you know, the perfect fit for our culture, or they're going to fit in great with the team. And that's essentially what we're going to try and go against, is going against the grain a little bit. People that are going to add to the culture, and we want them to obviously mold into our culture, but at the same time, they're bringing different aspects, they're bringing different perspectives into our team.
Welcome, children.
And so essentially we should be tapping into diversity of backgrounds, talent, personalities needed to essentially fuel innovation and fuel the growth of our agency. If your agency's competitive advantage is to actually have people that create something of value and you want it to be distinctive, then your workforce can't be just a normal workforce, right? They need to be specialized.
You smart.
And so this kind of pushes us into like the culture aspect, right? At the end of the day, culture is going to win for you guys. And in order to establish yourself as kind of like a strange or a little bit different culture within your organization, you should be living by some sort of core value system. And I don't want to dive too deeply on core values today. Maybe that's an entire video by itself, but just know like there needs to be some sort of core value system put in place of like what you guys actually believe in as a culture. If you want to have a differentiated strategy, you can't hire and compensate and have the same systems and supporting people as your competition, right? It needs to be different. Otherwise, you're just going to become a commodity at that point. So how exactly do we attract an applicant pool of specialists that can fit your culture? Well, a lot of research is actually going to show you that you need at least a minimum of 20 applicants or 20 prospects in order to fill the position that you're trying to play with an A player. And honestly, it's probably more than 20, but we'll say 20 is the rule of thumb here. We need volume here. That's the key. Is it's going to be a volume play. You're going to have to see a lot of people. You're going to have to see a lot of applicants, and you have to do a lot of interviews. And so when it comes to needing a lot of volume, all right, there's a lot of work involved. And when there's a lot of work involved, we tend to go with more of like the sketchy method of, hey, if you're breathing, you're hired type of thing. Right? And that's what we want to try to stay away from, is that we're looking for specialists. We're looking for people that are going to add into our culture, that are going to bring a different perspective. So we can't just go with the, if you're breathing, you're hired, all right, and then, you know, essentially exit them fast, because, you know, it does take time to get people on board. It does take time and money to invest into people. And so you don't want to waste 30, 60, 90 days on someone that's not going to be a good fit for your culture. And this is why marketing is such a crucial point of your hiring process. And your marketing team should essentially be just as involved as finding you recruits and finding you new people to fill your seats as they should be in finding you clients. And just like clients don't fall from the sky, and neither do candidates. Your best candidates are probably at another agency currently, and you're going to need a really good reason to get them to leave that position. And so to get these candidates to consider leaving, you have to utilize some sort of like guerrilla marketing in order to get them to leave their current position. And a perfect example of this is Google did something very similar to this. I don't even know when it was, but they essentially would post billboards outside of Yahoo with very elaborate and very specific math problems that would kind of lead to a website where Yahoo's employees could apply for a position with Google. And essentially what they were trying to do with this, they were trying to recruit engineers from Yahoo in order to get a better talent pool for themselves at Google.
One of us, Google gobble, one of us.
And when they were asked about this specific tactic, the response was, hey, you have to fish where the fish are. You don't necessarily need to buy a billboard for this, but you can do a bunch of different guerrilla tactics like this, whether you run your own paid advertisement and you can target, specific groups of people that work at specific companies. So with that being said, you have to get creative and you have to be able to show your culture and essentially attract people into a culture that will be, will compensate better, will give them bigger opportunities, that will allow them to kind of spread their wings. So it's easy to stand out in this marketing tactic when you use an approach that kind of aligns with your culture and has some originality to it. Now, there's a lot more to building a team than just the stuff that I covered today, but hopefully that was helpful in some sort of fashion. I'll post more on the team building aspect, but if you want to start attracting clients, you have to do it through your culture and you have to do it through scrappy ways. And essentially, you're trying to not necessarily poach people out, but get them attracted to a different culture and the way you guys are doing things. And so you can really bring on these specialists into your team that you're looking for simply by getting a little scrappy with your culture, getting a little scrappy with your marketing techniques, and you could fill your pipeline of applicants pretty quickly simply by doing those two things. More on team building coming up pretty soon. If you guys have questions, drop them in the comments. This is a great way to get started. If you're someone that's like, hey, we're a scaling agency and we're trying to grow to that next level, we need really good A players. Start here. It starts with culture and then also starts with you looking for very specialized positions. I appreciate you guys watching. Once again, subscribe, click the notification bell, all the good stuff. If you guys want to check out the free course in the description, go ahead and grab that. 3 systems that you're going to need in order to scale your business. And that's pretty much it. And we'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. All right. Peace.